Hello, this is Joe from Joe's Tech Bits, back with you again to show you another tech tip. Today's subject will be how to create and delete shortcuts on your Windows desktop. So if you'd like to stick with us, here we go. We can start out by showing you how to create a shortcut. There's a few different ways to do it, but what I did, I put a file in my Documents folder and I called it Morning To-Do List. What I'd like to do here is show you, here's my to-do list, and I can find this in my Documents folder, but if I want to refer to it quicker, I can put it on my desktop as a shortcut. A shortcut isn't the actual file, it's just sort of a pointer to where the file is. So if you click on the shortcut, it'll open the file. You can do that with a program, you can do that with a photo. I'll show you how to do that with a photo. So we can do this and say right click and say copy. Now if I go over to my desktop, I can right click on the desktop and say paste shortcut. We can close this. Now we have a shortcut on our desktop to my to-do list. So what I can do now is double click on that and it'll bring it up. But you see, it's not the actual file. A shortcut will always have the little arrow on the lower left hand side, which means it's a shortcut. And if you right click on it and go down to properties, you can see that it says it's a shortcut. Shortcut properties. And here are shortcut. Your programs and create a shortcut of a program. One easy way to do it is to pick the program you want to put on your desktop as a shortcut. And here's our calendar app. You can left click and hold and drag it over to your desktop. Now you see that it says link. If you leave go, it creates a shortcut to that particular program, and if you double click on it, it will bring your calendar up. Now since our desktop can get mighty crowded, we can always delete shortcuts. The same way as we put them there, we can get rid of them. And if you look on here, all of these icons with the arrow are shortcuts. Here's one here, here's one here. So all you have to do is right click on it and hit the delete key. Now, before you hit the delete key, if you just do a delete this way, it will end up going into your recycle bin. And this is a catch-all, so in case you didn't mean to delete it, you can always bring it back again. But if you actually want to delete it, permanently delete it, you'd have to go into the recycle bin to permanently delete it, to empty your recycle bin. Now if you wanted to delete it permanently without doing that, hold your shift key down before you hit the delete. That's the shift key. Hold it and click on delete, and you'll get this message up saying, are you sure you want to permanently delete this shortcut? Once you say yes, then it's gone from your computer. There's several settings on your desktop that will give you more control over your icons. If you right click and you go to View, first of all, you can change the size of the icons if you need to see them bigger. You can right click, go back and make them smaller if you need more room and you want some more open space on your desktop. I'm going to put that back to medium. Now also you see here, align icons to grid and show desktop icons. If we click on this and uncheck it, that will totally get rid of your icons on your desktop. And you can still go by what's in your taskbar down here. So if we right click again, we can go to View and bring that back. Now suppose we want to arrange these all in nice neat rows and columns. We can go back to View, right click, and go back to Auto Arrange Icons. What that does, it will arrange all your icons in columns and rows, and it'll be a nice group of icons. Now keep in mind, if you wanted to move one of these from here over to the other side, you can't do it because you have that setting turned on. So if you want to arrange them in order of your own preference, right click again and turn off the arrange icon, auto arrange icons. Now we can move this over here and move them around and put them in any order we like. Just another little tip on the mouse buttons. If you do a left click on a icon or whatever, it usually will perform some sort of an action. If I click on left click here, it will bring up Adobe Acrobat. If I left click on this, it will bring up this document here. However, that's a left click. If you right click, generally you'll get some sort of a menu up. And then you can pick what you need to do, and then that will perform an action once you, here you can create a folder or a shortcut, open these different items here. Finally, Windows 10 has what's called a start screen. If you click on the start button here, you can see the start screen here, and it has different apps in here, and you can actually group them together. Like here is one group of all different Microsoft Office apps. So if you click on any one of these, you can bring it down and separate them, or you can click back on the little arrow there and it'll bring it back into the group. You can move these around. Suppose I wanted to put Notepad up here, I can move that there. And suppose the snipping tool I wanted to put in to the same folder as Notepad. Now we have them two together, and if I click, it separates it so you can click on them individually. Now the way you get them over here to the start button, if you find a program you'd like to put there, here's one I use quite a bit called the Advanced IP Scanner. Again, as I mentioned, if you right click on something, you can get a menu or a choice of things to do. So I'm going to right click on this, and the top item is pinned to start. So if I left click now, that performs an action. And what it did, it put it down here. I can always move it up to a different spot. If I want it higher, I could group it in. I could group it in with this group here. And you see now I have 3 items. If I click the arrow, it'll put them in its own group. I can also click on that, right click, and go to more. There's more things you can do. You can actually run the program. You can see where it's located if you look at the file location. There's where it's the shortcut is that runs it. And we'll close that. We go back to there. We can right click again, and one of the items is pinned to taskbar. So I can pin to taskbar, and keep an eye down here. You'll see it's going to put it down there. And anytime I want to use this program now, I can just click this and it'll come up and I can run it. The same thing with photos, and if you'd like, you can find either a whole folder or one photo. I have a folder here with several photos in it, and if I wanted to move any of these as a shortcut, if I like one that's really nice, I can right click on it again, and I can say copy, then go over to the desktop and right click again and say paste shortcut. Now I'm going to have that picture there on my desktop. Now suppose I want all these pictures, I want quick access to them, so anytime I want to see them I can get to them quicker than having to go look for them. I can take the folder itself and right click and do a copy, and again go to the desktop, right click and say paste shortcut. Now I have a shortcut to that whole folder, and if I open the shortcut, it just points to the folder and opens it. It's like I said, it's just a pointer and a link to that particular item. That's my tip for today. And again, as I mentioned in my other videos, if you like these videos and want to see more subjects, please leave comments on what you'd like me to present. And of course, give me a thumbs up if you like it. And I will see you next time. And have a great day.